Hey, thanks for joining me. A couple things I wanted to go over today regarding Apple. And it's not just going to be dunk on Apple time here. That's not the purpose of this, but it is important information I think people should know about. This is from TheVerge.com. Apple says a small portion of iPhones recorded interactions with Siri even if you opted out. Apple says it's deleting any inadvertently collected recordings. Apple's release of iOS 15.4 Beta 2 fixes a bug that may have recorded interactions with Siri on some devices, regardless of whether you opted out, according to a report from ZDNet. The bug, which was first introduced in iOS 15, automatically enabled the Improve Siri and Dictation setting that gives Apple permission to record, store, and review your conversations with Siri. Apple told ZDNet that it has since deleted any recordings collected in connection with the bug. After discovering the bug, the company reportedly turned off the feature for, quote, many users when it released iOS 15.2, but fully fixed the bug in the second beta of iOS 15.4. As ZDNet points out, this is the reason why you might get a prompt asking for your permission to enable the Improve Siri and Dictation feature once you install the new 15.4 beta. Quote, with iOS 15.2, we turned off the Improve Siri and Dictation setting for many Siri users. While we fixed a bug introduced in iOS 15, Apple said in a statement to ZDNet, this bug inadvertently enabled the setting for a small portion of devices. Since identifying the bug, we stopped reviewing and are deleting audio received from all affected devices. This seems like the kind of bug that Apple should explicitly warn all of its users about and urge them to ensure their iPhones are up to date while notifying anyone affected. So that's I do think it's important. Keep your phone updated. This is a part of the reason why, but I don't think Apple having this little snafu here is the big problem. I think the problem is people giving up their privacy so readily in the first place. This would have never happened if this kind of thing didn't exist. It says it gives you a prompt and you have to opt into it unless you're one of these unfortunate iPhone users. Obviously, I don't think you should opt into it. But I hope the wording of the prompt screen is very clear as to what people are getting into. According to this, it records your data when you're not it records audio when you're not talking to Siri. It stores that information on Apple servers and is reviewed by employees. I mean, that's as creepy as it sounds. Instead, the company has left us in the dark about how many phones were affected or when. Without transparency, there's no way to tell who may have had their conversations recorded and listened to by Apple employees, despite asking to avoid exactly that outcome. If you have an iPhone, now might be a good time to update to iOS 15.2 or later if you haven't already. The Verge reached out. Apple did not comment. I'm going to link this below. Here are some instructions on how to check to make sure this Improve Siri and Dictation setting is off on your device. You can read it here. You can change your settings for Improve Siri and Dictation anytime. Pause this video. You can follow these directions here and check for yourself. I, of course, would recommend doing that. If you have a Google phone, I would recommend checking similar settings. Following, here's the other story we have for today regarding Apple. Excuse me. Following worker complaints, Apple will increase benefits for retail employees, including parental leave for part-timers. Apple's increasing its time-off benefits for full and part-time retail employees, according to a new Bloomberg report and information separately shared by a source to The Verge. Is it common for part-time employees to get paid time off? Or vacation days or paid sick days? If you're part-time, at least the places I've worked, you don't get those benefits. So it sounds like you already got benefits like that for paid time off from Apple, and now you're getting more. So good news if you're an Apple employee. The company will introduce the following new benefits starting April 4th. That's quite a ways off. So here they are. Here are the new benefits. doubling paid sick days for both full-time and part-time workers. The days can be used for mental health leave and taking family members to the doctor, which is cool. This change will give full-time workers 6 paid sick days instead of 6, and presumably part-time workers will get 6 instead of 3. Here's the next one. Workers will receive more annual vacation days beginning at 3 years instead of 3 years of employment instead of 5. So you get X number of what does it say? Well, it doesn't say how many, but you get X number of vacation days when you work at a company, and then if you've been there a certain amount of time, you get more. So they're just decreasing that more time you have to work there to get extra vacation days, which is cool. Part-time employees will now get as many as 6 paid vacation days for the first time. Another first. Wow, you get over a week of paid vacation as a part-time employee. Another first, they'll get paid parental leave. That benefit will cover up to 6 weeks and will include the ability to gradually ramp up work time for the first 4 weeks back. 6 weeks, up to 6 weeks for a part-time employee. Wow. Part-time workers will also get access to discounted emergency backup care for children or elderly family members. Apple confirmed the changes to Bloomberg and noted that they had been in the works for several months. The new benefits arrive following The Verge's extensive December report about Apple's frontline workers, and we covered this several months ago. Apple employees were not happy about the way they have been treated in working conditions during the pandemic. The Verge's December report about how Apple's frontline workers, including those in retail, support, and sales teams, are struggling to survive, and that their complaints about working conditions have been largely ignored. Excuse me. You can follow this link to this Verge article. I could not read it. You'd think they work like literally on the front lines of a war zone instead of in a retail store. Okay, I couldn't get through it. You're welcome to. It's not really funny. I wouldn't say it's funny. It's just hard to read. Apple's retail employees have also had to struggle with store closure and shifting policies about mask wearing. Okay, I understand due to COVID-19. I understand struggling with store closures. Okay, but I think maybe these employees are being handled too gently here. Okay. Your store, let's say you work in a mall, right? Your store closes, you either lose your job, which is terrible, or you have to drive maybe twice as far, or who knows how far to get to your new store. Even if you get to keep your job, right? So I get that, but shifting policies about mask wearing. So I don't like to wear a mask, right? And I don't anymore unless I absolutely have to. So I don't struggle with mask policies in stores. You either do or you don't wear it. It's not a struggle. I mean, and as far as mask policies go, you either have to wear one or you don't. So a shifting mask policy to me sounds like, oh hey, we have numbers are coming down, employees don't have to wear masks. Oh great. Oh, numbers are going up, new surge, spike, whatever. You have to wear your mask. Okay. Calling that a struggle, I think is maybe treating Apple employees like children instead of like adults. Let's treat them like adults here. They are adults. Let's treat them as such. In January, the company announced internally that both corporate and retail staffers would have to get COVID-19 booster shot or show a negative COVID-19 test before entering the workplace. And we covered this before. I will link to that story all about the mandates that you have to have a booster shot to work there, not only a vaccine, and whether or not a test is sufficient. So there you are. There's your Apple update for this week. Thanks for watching. We'll catch up with you in the next video. Appreciate it. We'll see you later.